Welcome. Today I bring you the preview of the next chapter of The Ambassador's Daughter. Minek receives a call from Luki, where he yells at her in anger for marrying someone else. Minek tells her that he abandoned her by going to jail without thinking about how she felt or what would become of her, so she claims that she was forced to marry. Sanjar arrives at the house and overhears the conversation as he approaches the door, so he stays to listen. Minek tells Luki that his brother was the one who planned everything. Sanjar comes in angry and asks him who he is talking to and what Nekdet did. Minek freaks out and tells him that he was talking to his mother to clear Halisa's name and completely blame Nekdet for the attack on Nair. So Sanjar takes the phone from him and dials the last number registered. Luki is about to stab Nekdet, while Menek's mother begs not to hurt them. At that moment Sanjar's call arrives looking for Atik. Luki hands her the phone so she answers. Sanjar tells her that she doesn't need to clear Halisa's name and hangs up, to warn Minek not to plan anything alone again, and asks her why she didn't have her mother's number saved. So Minek answers that it's because she changed her number. So Sanjar hands her the phone and starts packing. She tells him that she has been gone for many nights. Sanjar replies that it had to be so and tries to avoid her. Minek sees his shirt stained with paint. So she asks him what is that. Sanjar replies that he painted with Melek. So Minek says that that handprint is not from Melek's hand and asks if it is from Nair's hand. So Sanjar gets upset. Minek sadly tells him that then he leaves in the mornings from Nair's house and arrives with his handprints, while he avoids her. Sanjar asks him not to say nonsense. Minek answers that what he implies with his actions, so Sanjar tells him that soon the situation will be solved and leaves. At the port, Geddes sees Nair arrive. She goes to his office and they talk about the money they will give Guven to keep him from telling Sanjar the truth. Nair apologizes for it, but Geddes comments that if Sanjar realizes that they are preventing him from getting information so he won't kill Akin, he is going to kill them. Nair says that she knows he is upset with the idea of lying to Sanjar, but Geddes assures that if Sanjar becomes a murderer he will be even more upset. Meanwhile Zara goes to her appointment with Akin. He pretends to be a clumsy man making Zara laugh. Sanjar calls Zara to ask her to make a report for the business so she agrees. Sanjar goes to see Guven and angrily hits him, asking him if he is making fun of him and if he wants to die. Guven tells him that if he does something to him he won't be able to catch Akin, so Sanjar lets him go. He asks him what kind of person he is and if he can't keep even one of the promises he makes. Guven answers that he will keep his promise, but now Karam is involved and he is the one who has the information about Akin's whereabouts. So he asks for more money for that information. Sanjar asks him how much he wants, so Guven replies 2 million. Sanjar asks him how he can be sure that they will deliver Akin. So Guven shows him a picture that Karam took the night before, while Akin was sleeping. Sanjar checks that it is true and asks when they will deliver Akin. So Guven replies that he will call him that night and that he wants the money in cash. Sanjar threatens him so he won't dare to cheat him and leaves. Guven tells Karam that Sanjar is willing to give 2 million, so they should look to see if Geddes will give them 3. So Karam goes to see Geddes. Nair, seeing him, asks him why he is doing that to them when he has known her for so many years. Karam replies to think of the money he will give him as a compensation for his work and tells them that Sanjar is going to give 2 million, so if they want them not to say anything to Sanjar they should give him 3. So Geddes gets upset and negotiates for 2.5 million. Karam says he will have to talk it over with Guven and they will tell them their decision later. He also asks what they will do to Akin. Nair replies that he plans to hand him over to the police, since he is wanted, and that way Sanjar won't be able to hurt him. Karam leaves and Nair worries that Guven and Karam will give the information to Sanjar. For his part, Akin makes up his life, and to gain Zara's empathy he says that his mother has a lung disease and that is why they had to move there, so Zara is saddened. Akin says that his mother is the only family member he has left and that they are trying to extend his life and make him spend his last days well. Zara asks him if he will then be left alone. Akin says that his leg problem was at 15 years old because of drunk driver and that his mother raised him alone. Zara regrets and says goodbye, saying that she must go to work. So Akin asks her to have another date later and introduce him to his mother. Zara tells him that he is very sweet but that everything is happening too fast, but Akin convinces her, so they agree to see each other in the evening. Elvan prepares to leave with Melek, and sadly comments that she has been orphaned again, As she leaves, she apologizes to Kavarek for the inconvenience, but he replies that it is his job and that Sanjar instructed him to take her wherever she wants when she needs him. Elvan notices that he has gone to pick her up with Halisa's car, so he asks her about her car. Kavarek sadly replies that Zara took it, so Elvan is surprised and asks why Zara took it. Kavarek replies that he doesn't know and that apparently she got a job. Elvan notices that there is something else, but without asking he tries to encourage him and they leave. Yaya goes to see Dudu. They both joke and talk amidst laughter. Sanjar arrives and upon seeing him he is furious and goes to confront Yaya. Dudu leaves scared, so Sanjar asks him what he is doing there. Yaya replies that he has gone to work, but Sanjar angrily asks him why he is being so affectionate with Dudu. Yaya says he was just talking, but Sanjar asks him if he thinks he is a bachelor for kicking Elvan out of the house. But Yaya tells him that he is not the one to scold him by throwing the situation with Manek and Nair in his face. Sanjar angrily warns him to stop comparing with him and demands him to apologize to Elvan to save their marriage. But Yaya mocks him, saying that he has neglected Manek, so Sanjar gives him a warning and leaves angrily. Nair calls her father to scold him for not answering her calls and relaxing in the sauna while she is losing her mind because he plans to give a kin to Sanjar. Sanjar goes to look for Geddes, but when he enters his office he only sees Nair on the balcony, so he approaches her, listening to the conversation. Nair asks her father not to do anything, and seeing Sanjar hangs up, he asks her who she was talking to and why she was begging him not to do anything. Nair replies that she was talking to Moog because she was worried about her. Sanjar asks her about Geddes, so Nair replies that she is in a meeting. Sanjar asks her why she is always in Geddes' office. Nair asks her not to try to convince her to quit. Sanjar tells her that she can hire him in one of her hotels, but Nair replies that she doesn't want to and wants to stay at the port. She asks him what he went to. Sanjar tells her that he looked at some schools for Melik and shows them to her. So Nair is happy. So they both talk about the options. Geddes arrives and sees Nair with Sanjar. After a while he interrupts, so Sanjar takes him away to complain about him letting Nair work there, warning him to stay away from Nair. Telling him that the only reason he doesn't plan to hurt her is because he knows he's always honest and isn't engaging in tricks, so he trusts that he didn't lie to her when he said he wouldn't touch Nair. Zara chats with Akin about the date they will have. Karam calls Guven to warn that apparently Akin will be at the hotel for the night and it will be best to hand him over to Nair as they will pay more and not hurt Akin but send him to the police. Zara calls Sanjar to talk about the business they plan to buy. Also Zara tells him that she is going out with some friends for the night. Later Akin prepares everything for the date. Zara arrives at the house but avoids Halis, so she complains that even her daughter doesn't want to see her and that she doesn't know how to regain people's trust. Then she goes to see Kavarek to ask him where he was all day. He answers that he took Elvan to the market. So Halis angrily asks him if Elvan is now her boss and scolds him. Zara gets ready for the date and Kavarek sees her. She gives him the car keys and thanks him for his help. She also tells him that she will go to dinner with Mert's mother, and since with the shoes she is wearing she can't drive, she will go by cab. So Kavarek offers to take her. Zara accepts and goes for a gift she prepared for Mert's mother. So Kavarek gets sad and comments that Zara would never love him. Halis and Manek listen to him. And so we end this preview. Until next time.